Chris, we begin our water cooler headlines this morning with a story that has sports fans talking.
Yeah, Heisman Trophy winner. He is accused of shoplifting crab legs. We're talking about Florida State star quarterback Jameis Winston, that is. Now, managers at the Publix in Tallahassee, they called police to say that Winston took crab legs and crawfish from the store's deli section.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not the crawfish.
Love the crawfish, though. Hey, store employees say that Winston placed his order, then walked around the store for a little bit, came back, grabbed his food, and just walked out without paying.
Now, social media exploded with this story yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were using everything as crab legs. You know, his Heisman Trophy.
I think that was my favorite picture of him posed with the Heisman, but crab legs instead, photoshopped in. You saw something yesterday, too.
Yeah, they had a picture of him holding the Heisman with, like, crab legs, and he actually had his head on, like, a crab walking around. So hopefully he learned his lesson since he's been suspended, I believe, from, I think it was his baseball game.
His baseball team.
And has to do community service.
Yeah, so
hopefully he's learned his lesson.
Yeah, and don't steal anything, but crab legs and crawfish, come on, man.
Okay, now to someone else who's pretty familiar with being in trouble. Toronto's embattled Mayor Rob Ford is off the job. He's taking a leave of absence to get help for substance abuse. Now, a Toronto newspaper claims it has new video of the mayor reportedly smoking crack again. Now, Ford acknowledged last year that he smoked crack in, quote, a drunken stupor. Ford has said that he will seek re-election in October. So hopefully he can get better if he is,
he needs some help.
in treatment. Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, so another case of being in trouble, courthouse twerking. Okay, that happened with the arrest of these 3 women in Oregon. Oh my, police say they came to court to pay a fine. On their way out. On their way out of court, stopped to twerk, relieve themselves, and expose themselves right outside the courtroom windows for everybody to see. Now, officers say they found pot, crystal meth, cocaine, and prescription drugs in their vehicle. Those 3 ladies face a long list of charges.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're nice ladies outside of the situation.
I wonder how good of a twerkers they were. I mean, not everybody can twerk.
I don't know.
Not everybody can really get away with it.
Twerking is a disease that needs to end. That's all I'll say.
Hopefully there's no video of this.
Hopefully not.
Well, everybody loves a good selfie, but a selfie with a wild animal might not be a good idea. A teenager from Maine will agree. He snapped a selfie with the squirrel, but when the flash went off, so did the squirrel. It jumped on the boy's shoulder and went down his shirt. It took a stop, drop, and roll to end the wild encounter, and the teenager's mom didn't help out. Instead, she took pictures of the squirrel attack.
That's what you do when your son's being attacked by a rodent. You stand there and take pictures.
She could have helped him out.
Secret squirrel.
Oh, that's great. So if you find a story you would like for us to talk about, you can send it to us. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at 16 WAPT News. All right, Brittany, how's the weather this morning?
Well, we're getting off to a very cool start to the first day of May. Right now, morning temperatures are in the low to mid 40s, so about 15 degrees below average for this time of the year. As we head throughout the rest of the day, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds with highs mostly in the low to mid 70s. So morning lows will stay in the 40s Friday morning and Saturday morning, but afternoon highs will slowly get back closer to average by the weekend, with afternoon readings topping out in the low to mid 80s. And our nice and pleasant weather will stick around through the early part of next week. We'll have nice sunshine with highs in the low to mid 80s.
New this morning, disaster declaration. President Obama signs off on federal aid for several counties in Mississippi hit by tornadoes.
I just want to take this time to say to Ms. Ruth's family, thank you.
An emotional thank you this morning after one woman makes the ultimate sacrifice while protecting a little girl during this week's storms. 16 WAPT News continues now.
The one to watch. This is 16 WAPT News at 6.
Good morning on this Thursday. It's May 1st. I'm Marcus Hunter.
And I'm Keegan Fox. In the news this morning, storm cleanup. Hard-hit areas across the state are slowly on the road to recovery. Just ahead, how residents in Brandon are trying to move forward.
And also an amazing survival of a Vicksburg man who says that he rode out the storm in his shed. And days after the tornadoes hit this state, Florida is dealing with severe flooding.
First, let's take a live look outside this morning across downtown Jackson. A beautiful sunrise is underway this morning. A little bit cooler out there right now. Let's go ahead and check in with Brittany Bell for weather first.
Well, we're getting off to a very cool start to the month of May. Right now, morning temperatures are in the low to mid 40s, so well below average for this time of the year. It's 44 degrees in Vicksburg, 43 in Natchez, and 45 degrees in Macomb. Right now, sitting at 43 in Jackson. That's about 3 degrees shy of a record low of 40 degrees set back in 1908. So getting off to a very cool start to the day. As we head throughout the rest of our Thursday, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon, with readings topping out in the upper 60s and the lower 70s. So afternoon highs will still be about 10 degrees below average for this time of the year, but we do have a warming trend in the forecast. More on that coming up.
New this morning, President Obama has declared a major disaster in Mississippi after this week's deadly tornado outbreak. We're told overnight that he signed that declaration that will make federal funding available in Itawamba, Lee, Lowndes, Madison, Rankin, Wayne, and Winston counties. This week's tornadoes killed at least 13 people. An 8-year-old boy in Louisville is still missing. Mississippi's U.S. congressman toured storm damage in Rankin County. Senators Thad Cochran and Roger Wicker, plus Representatives Alan Nunnally and Greg Harper, got a first-hand look at the damage. They saw warehouses and businesses destroyed along Highway 49 in Richland. They also visited the Highland Mobile Home Park in Pearl, where 37 families lost their homes.
Well, once again, we've been reminded that early warning saves lives. This family got out of here 3 minutes before the storm hit their home.
No deaths are reported in Highland Mobile Home Park in Pearl.
This morning, schools are back open in Brandon after the tornado outbreak. Let's go live to our Tiffany Bradley in Brandon. She's at Brandon Elementary. Tiffany?
I'm live here outside of Brandon Elementary School this morning, where teachers and school administrators are making their way inside the building. That's because schools in Brandon are open this morning, or the classes will resume this morning after schools were shut down for 2 days. Now, if you can recall, this town was hit hard by Monday's tornado that cut a clear path across the city. Power lines were snapped, trees uprooted. 75 homes and businesses were either damaged or destroyed. The mayor lifted the city's curfew yesterday, but he is still urging residents to be cautious because of the devastation here. Entergy crews worked overnight to restore power to hundreds of residents. This morning, less than 150 people are in the dark. That's a significant drop since yesterday, when at least 700 people were without power. Here at Brandon Elementary School, the lights are on this morning as classes prepare to get underway. Once again, schools are open in Brandon this morning as recovery efforts continue here in Rankin County. Live in Brandon, Tiffany Bradley, 16 WAPT News.
Volunteers all over the area are continuing to lend a helping hand to get people back on track. We saw volunteers working with people in the Greenville subdivision of Pearl. They helped a woman clear away trees and debris out of her yard. Brandon police came out to help cut and remove trees at a fellow officer's house. His wife says Pearl police helped the day before.
For so many wonderful, caring, hardworking people that sacrifice themselves every day anyway, to come out and do just that much more, it really helps.
Church volunteers and Home Depot employees are also helping neighbors today in the Greenfield subdivision.
One family in Louisville is thanking a woman who made the ultimate sacrifice to save a little girl during the storm. 16 WAPT's Tammy Estwick continues our coverage.
I just want to take this time to say to Miss Ruth's family, thank you. I mean, you can never say thank you enough. Thank you so much. Your mother gave the ultimate sacrifice.
The mother of 4-year-old Ashton Mitchell thanking the family of the woman who gave her life to save little Ashton.
She protected Ashton to the end. And I just want to say thank you. Those are the two reasons I have my baby, is God and Ruth Bennett.
The Mitchells have been here at UMC at the Children's Hospital since Monday. That's the day that tornado slammed the Louisville area. Ashton was waiting to be picked up at the daycare when the deadly tornado ripped a path of destruction across Louisville. Her parents say they searched over 2 hours before finally finding her.
The roof was holding her. They found her over a tree. It fell over, and they was up on it, and the branch was over top of her. And the fireman came and got her. And I went in there and I seen my baby. I said, that's my baby right there. And she looked up at me and said, "Hey, Daddy," just like that. And it did something to me.
Ashton's father shared this photo of his daughter with us. He says her eyes are swollen from being tossed around in the storm. He and Ashton's mom say they're just happy she's alive.
I'm just so glad that she made it. I mean, because I keep asking myself, what if the firefighter didn't hear her screaming or didn't see her?
Now they hope it's just a matter of time before they can take their daughter home.
It's just minute by minute, day by day.
In Jackson, Tammy Eswick, 16 WAPT News.
Ashton's parents say that she broke her thigh bone and will need multiple surgeries to recover. But one of the first things that she wants to do when she gets out of the hospital is go to the zoo.
A Vicksburg man survived the storm by taking shelter in his shed. Billy Miller tells us the tornado ripped through his yard. It brought down trees and damaged the shed where he was sheltered. He says an ice box hit him in the head and knocked him out. Miller says when he came to, his only injury was a deep scratch on his hand.
Old tornado come from that way, it jumped, just come down and hit that tree over there, and then broke this tree out, and then I had a front right here where I got my shot, and it just blew it off. Sure was looking out for me.
Miller says he plans to rebuild his shed. Meanwhile, we are still looking through your tornado damage photos on our website. We want to see your pictures. Just go to WAPT.com and upload them to the U Local section. Other states are also dealing with the after effects of extreme weather. Coming up, major flooding in Florida and along the East Coast is causing all kinds of problems. It's 6:37 this morning. You're watching 16 WAPT News.